welcome to this video. This is Hunter Sinclair. This is my 517 project. And I did my project on a reconstruction of a block of Knoxville during the streetcar era. So about 100 years ago, we were a transit-oriented city. We had a streetcar system. And you can see the maps that we had. There wasn't a single residence or business that was more than walking distance away from a streetcar stop. And you can see the compact nature of our development even 100 years ago. And around 1940, the suburbs, as we know them today, came along and rewrote the landscape. And uh, what that did is caused a lot of urban sprawl. You can see by the 1950s we were out there, the 1970s we were further into West Knoxville, and by the 1990s we're working on Hardin Valley, Farragut area, and into today, South Knoxville and Gibbs, Carnes area. So, what did the car do to our landscape? Well, it turned it into a place mainly dedicated to serving the car. You can see by this picture, our downtown, a large portion of our downtown area was completely demolished to hook up these interstate systems because of the large space that they need. And total city blocks were destroyed. But moreover, you get a little bit closer, you can see that most of our downtown is now taken up by surface lots. And although we love our downtown, it's a shell of what it used to be. This is the old Market Square building where Market Square exists today. This is Ross Flats, one of the most architecturally striking buildings in Knoxville's history. This is the parking lot it is today. This is part of the study area for me. This is actually the Grand Theater, and this would be it right here. You can see there is another theater like the Bijou or the Tennessee Theater right there, and today on Gay Street, right across from the courthouse, you can see this big parking lot is all that remains. And this is the Vendrim Apartments in the parking lot today. So let's turn to our study case. I used Sanborn maps to digitize these old parcels. You can see they have floor count data, they've got height data, they've got address, they have what facade it was made out of, if it had a firewall, different things like that. They have courtyard areas done, and if they know what it was, then it says it. So Appalachian Hotel, floors 2 and 3, the Grand Theater, photos, upholstery, etc., etc. So we can use this in GIS, and that's what I've done here. So I have the route for the streetcar line. I have streetcar stops, the streetcar line itself in a line layer. I've got the roads and the buildings. And the buildings and the roads have various attributes that are needed to do this, complete the project successfully, such as relationship class between the name of the address of the buildings and the address or the names of the roads, and I've created domains in the building layer for what zone it is, and you can see the height, data, the floors, the space use if I knew what it was, zoning, and the name. And so we're uh, eh, going to look at turning this into 3D data, and you can see my how I digitized it right there, bringing in the raster layer. So very quickly, I'm gonna show you some finished product here. So wrong one. This is our attribute layer that's been brought into CityEngine by just simply importing a file geodatabase and then choosing what you want it to do. You can see our object attributes are brought over, and the theater, all that kind of stuff. So we can take this much further and apply procedural rules to it. And then we can bring in our network as well. Now, using the get map data function, being that this is georeferenced, we can use the get map data to get OpenStreetMap data. Now we can do topographic. There's different things you can bring in. I can bring in high K, low resolution, or high resolution, low resolution, 4K, 1K. And then in OpenStreetMaps, you have the ability to download the networks, the footprints, and the generate models for the downloaded shapes. So it's doing a lot of what we did with our created data, but just with open world data. Now, since I have a street network, I won't import that. And just for time's sake, I went ahead and did that before this started. So you can see our base map is brought in. It's automatically georeferenced, the same as ArcMap. They use the same positioning. And then you can see the building masses for downtown Knoxville. Now, I can take this a step further and bring in a custom uh, building here, and you can see the BB&T building is populated in, and we can even try the First Tennessee building and drag that in. But we're going to need to delete this object to see it properly. So now you can see our 2D GIS data has been brought to life in an active cityscape, and you can actually now export this out to a video game engine. Sorry, I don't have anything selected. So we can take this out to I just keep hitting the wrong button. So you can export to a VR, 360 VR experience. Very immersive. You've got your scene layer package, your web scenes, but you also have exportation to video game engines, so you can actually maybe even play capture the flag in here. So this is my project. I hope you like it. I hope you like seeing some of what used to be on Knoxville. The next time you're looking at that parking lot, try to think of this project and try to think of what could have been here.